Okay, so you've got a second stage interview. What do you do? I'm going to concentrate and advise you on how I would look to start that second interview meeting and how I would look to finish it and shut the whole thing down. So with any second interview, what normally will start is the person interviewing you or the people interviewing you will put some kind of verbal agenda into play. So they're going to be saying something like, look, thanks very much for coming in. Purpose of today, we want to cover this, address this, do that and do the other. So my start point would be whatever they say, I'll be turning around saying, yes, happy with that, comfortable with that. Now, just to bring you up to speed, I felt that the initial meeting went well. I got a good feel for the opportunity and the challenge, and on a personal level, I felt that we got on well. Now, what I need to understand today is what issues and what areas do you need to address just to feel comfortable that I'm the right person for the job. At that point, they will probably give you a bit of a wish list in terms of what they want to cover in terms of A, B, C, X, Y, and Z. You then look to maybe slide in a trial and close, a pre-close, which would be, well, look, if during the course of the meeting I can cover A, B, C, and X, Y, Z, and we're happy and we're comfortable, is this a decision-making meeting? If they say it is, great, that's what I'm aiming for. If they say it's going to go to the next stage, that's what I'm aiming for. So we know where the goalposts are, we know where the try line is, we know what's achievable on the day and what isn't. We've then got the main body of the meeting, there's an information flow between both parties. Eventually they've got final questions to ask you, you're going to answer them as best you can. It's then over to your questions and what you need to know. So I would suggest if you've checked these guys out on LinkedIn and other social media, you want to check and question and probe them in terms of their history with the business, when they joined, what attracted them in the first place, what keeps them here. You want to talk culture, you want to talk ethos, you want to talk what drives that business and what goals they have over the coming years. We then come to a close. So I quite like a three-part close. So if it was me, I would be finishing off with something like, well, a couple of final questions. First one, at the start of the meeting, we looked at a number of issues and areas you wanted to cover. I feel that I've covered them. I feel that I've addressed them. Are you happy that's the case? Hopefully, yes. You then move on to the next guy, same thing. Number two, you would then explore and look to capture any reservations with regards to your ability to do the job. You would then finish up with, okay, well, final question. Now, as with the previous meeting and conversations, I feel that this meeting has gone well. I like the sound of the job, the role, the challenge really does attract me. And on a personal level, I feel like we get on well. Now, what's important is not what I think, it's what you think. And therefore, based on what you've seen and what you've heard today, are you comfortable offering me the job? Now, at that point, they've got some choices. They can either go down the route of wanting to talk about you. So if you've got a guy on his own or a person on their own, they're probably going to want to speak to somebody else. If you've got a bunch of people together, there's a good chance they're going to want to speak with each other and have a bit of a wash-up. At that point, I like the wait round routine. So they want to talk, they want to chat, they want a conversation. No problem, fine, I get it, I understand it. Well, look, if that's the case, if it helps, what I'm quite happy to do is go away for 20 minutes, give you the chance to talk, mull things over, think things through, and that way, if you've got any questions, we can cover them face to face. Now, they might turn around and say, look, that's not necessary, not needed, I'm going here, he's going there, whatever. Well, look, at that point, you might say something like, well, look, if I've not heard back from you, then when would you suggest I speak to you? And then two things I'd like to finish off with. One, I'd like to thank you for your time. Two, I'd just like to reassure you that if I was fortunate enough to be offered the job and the package was right, my intention would be to take it with a view to getting cracking ASAP. And I guess that's it. Thank you.